people, welcome to the Arsenal Art live stream. Thought, you know what, why not crack up a little live stream? It's going to be chill. Not sure how long it's going to go, just going to go with the flow. Of course, as always, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. Big up everyone who has been liking, subscribing, all of that. Does help the channel grow. And as I said, you know, coming into this new season, the content will be flowing. That is the plan. Just like Arsenal today, we were flowing, or small, because, you know, sometimes I was looking at some bits of the game, especially in the first half, where I felt like we could have done a lot better breaking down Leeds. And I think we still have a lot of things to work on in terms of breaking down low blocks. But listen, 5-0, top of the league right now. And obviously we've got a massive test away from home against Liverpool coming up. So we're going to talk about that in this video. We're going to touch on some things that, you know, I haven't touched on in my post-match reaction, because obviously I went through it quickly. As always, in my post-match reaction, I talk about all sorts, but I feel like Max Dowman, I didn't give him enough. I feel like I didn't give him enough of a shout today in that video. So yeah, I thought, you know what, let me just jump on the live stream and yeah, and talk everything Arsenal. So yeah, big up everyone who is here, going to be watching after on the playback, all of that. So yeah, big yourselves up. And yeah, man, let's just start this video, of course. So first of all, guys, as always, Arsenal Football Club, top of the league. Love to see that happening right there. So yeah, we're top of the league now. Tottenham, I think their fans have said I'm pretty sure they were singing we're top of the league, all of that. Yeah, but guess what, mate? Settle down. Settle down. Forever in our shadow. That's where you belong. That's where you belong. But yeah, man, Arsenal today, you know what, actually, before I even start with talking about the game and all of that sort of stuff and going into maybe next week and what I'll try to do already, we'll do that today. Obviously, I might do a preview if I do get the chance throughout the week, and then just talk about it closer to the game in terms of Liverpool. But what made me really laugh today was after the game, they were talking to Arteta, and let me try and actually find it. And they were talking about talking about Eze, and Eze is an absolute legend, mate. And I'm telling you, this guy, he hates Tottenham. He hates Tottenham. I don't know if I can play the video. That's the only thing. It's not my video. I don't know if I should risk it or not. But you know, I'm not gonna risk it. What I'll do is, let me just zoom in on it, and then you can. I'll just give you a gist of what they're saying. So, on this video, or in this video rather, if you look here, basically, long story short, it's a post-match interview on BN Sport with obviously Mikel Arteta, and they're just asking him, you know, about Eze and the transfer and all of that. So basically, I think on what day is it now? When did that? I don't even remember what day that Eze. I feel like Eze news dropped on Wednesday. Yeah, I think it was definitely a Wednesday. I remembered. Yeah, it was definitely a Wednesday. And they were asking him, like, what was the situation? Did Eze actually phone you? All of that sort of stuff. So Eze, obviously, as we know, was so close to joining Tottenham. So close to joining Tottenham. Everything's pretty much agreed. And Eze himself, you know, while that is definitely like a possibility for him, he was like, listen, let me just double check what's going on. Rang Mikel Arteta and told him, yo, what's the situation? Like, are you guys coming in for me? Like, what's going on? And straight from that phone call with Eze, Arteta has gone to the board or whatever, is Berta, Josh Kroenke, all of these guys telling them, listen, we just got to get the deal done. Arsenal just coming and swooping for Eze. So I think that determination, just like the way Gyokeres wanted to play for Arsenal, and he was telling Sporting, listen, I'm not coming to training. I am done. Obviously, he had an agreement with them the season before, so that's why he felt like they already agreed to let him go. And obviously, the new sporting director came in and he made it a little bit messy. But it was that same energy where the player really wants to come to the club. Eze showed that. And I think that's what's obviously brought him to the club. Because if you don't do that, to be honest, right, with Arsenal, we're so slow. We're so slow. Like, you need to force the issue sometimes with Arsenal. And I think these guys are starting to understand, if you want to come to Arsenal Football Club, if you're a player that really wants to sign for this club, mate, you might just have to force the issue a little bit, just because we are that type of club that just move really slow. So listen, big up Eze for what he did there. And I think if he didn't do that, listen, the club might have just not forgot about him. Obviously, they were talking to him, but they might not have moved as swiftly, right? You got to have that energy from the player. And yeah, it was brilliant to see Eze obviously getting announced to the fans, all of that, man. It was really nice to see. I've seen a comment here. AR saying here, big up Arsenal art in chat. Thank you for smashing Leeds United as a Liverpool fan. Why would you want us to smash Leeds United? Let me know. What is the reason a Liverpool fan would? If you're a Liverpool fan, surely you want Leeds to beat us. Right? I'm not sitting in any. I'm not watching any Liverpool games, hoping you guys win or hoping you guys get anything. Unless maybe playing Tottenham or Man United. I think these are the two teams. If Liverpool playing, and it depends on the situation. It depends on the time of season as well. But I think for this season, I think honestly, I'm hate watching probably every Liverpool game. Every Liverpool game, I'm hate watching, unless there's special circumstances that have occurred and the stars have aligned, and I'm like, you know, I don't mind Liverpool winning today. But really and truly, yeah, there's no this season. We'll talk about City, we'll talk about rivals and stuff. Like City today, you know what? Honestly, let me just even go to them quickly because already we're looking at the title race, and City already a game, 3 points behind. Obviously, it's not the end of the world for them. But you look at the way they play today. Yeah, these guys. Uh, Last week they were sourcing against Wolves. We're watching Reinders, what a player. We're watching him just absolutely cook. Let me see if I can move lineups a little bit more. Oh, okay, that's actually interesting. I didn't even know I could do that. Okay, cool. So yeah, you see the lineup here. You see Reinders. He's absolutely like he was sourcing last match. You got Shirky in and with the goals. Oscar Bob last week was looking good. Marmouche, the whole team, like they were looking good. Haaland, obviously, doing Haaland stuff last week. You're looking at it like, oh, City might be back. They might be doing something here. But really and truly, I think you look at their defense. This goalkeeper here, James Trafford, right? Don't understand. I don't understand the transfer. I'll be honest, I don't understand the transfer too much because when he was Burnley, whatever, like this kid, no, he's not. He doesn't look strong in goal. Like goalkeepers got to be strong. Look at the best keepers in the league. Your David Rayas, your Allisons. These guys are strong in the goal. They have presence. They're you feel calm when they're in goal. But with this guy here, Trafford, like he's just a young keeper. Like, I don't think he's ready. Maybe in like 5-6 years, he might develop and become ready. I just don't see him holding that number one position. Obviously, they're linked to Donnarumma, and if they can get Donnarumma in, wow, that's going to be a massive game-changing signing in terms of stability at the back. Obviously, with Donnarumma, passing out the back is not a thing. So that's like the one thing City you're gonna have to accept. Like if you get Donnarumma in goal, there's no passing out the back. Yeah, you might be able to do like a couple passes here and there. It might go well, 50% of the time. But you just gotta know Donnarumma is a proper normal goalkeeper. They're old school. He's not doing this passing out the back nonsense. So yeah, James Trafford, that's why they signed him. He's comfortable out the back and all of that. And you see the second goal they conceded. Like, yeah, it's not worth it. It's not worth it sometimes. So yeah, I don't know. City's defense. I don't know if I don't look at them as a threat right now. And even their attack, yeah. Apart from Haaland, they've got nice players. Like I really like Oscar Bob. I think he's a very talented player. 100% Marmouche, good player. I'm not 100% sure if he's just going to explode at any second. I don't know. He hasn't filled me with that yet. So I'm not 100% sure of him in terms of his actual level. Like I rate him as I think he's a very good player, 100%. But I'm not sure if it's is he of the level like when they had Raheem Sterling and Sane on the wings. I don't think he's that level. I just don't think he's that level. Obviously, he's a good player. We've seen it in the Bundesliga. We saw last season he scored that great goal. I can't remember who he scored against towards the end of the season. Brilliant, but week in, week out, I don't know. Haaland, of course, goes without saying. Probably up there, or him or Isaac. It depends who you want to say. But if you just go stats wise, it's definitely Haaland best striker in the league. So Haaland, fair enough, right? You can't argue against him. But everything else about City, I just don't know. I don't fancy them as a team. Like, and then you look at their bench. Doku, this guy is so bad, man. He's so bad. Like Doku is one player that frustrates me, and I don't even support. Obviously, I don't support City or anything. But today, I wanted them to beat Tottenham, and I'm seeing him just doing nonsense, mate. Like when he's coming on. So yeah, Doku's another player I'm not rating here. Foden, he's been Listen, Foden, he's had years of development, just confused under Pep. What is his best position? Nobody knows. I think, listen, Foden, you're only 25, you're going to go 26 soon, whatever. Just, I think he should find a way to leave City. I'll be honest. I think if Pep is just going to stay there, I think Foden, you might as well just leave, pack your bags, try and find something else. Try and find something else because look at Cole Palmer, much younger guy. He decided to make the move, right, to Chelsea, took a risk. Look at him now. Foden, I don't know. Maybe give it this season, see what happens because I said City's team isn't great for me. So Foden, in theory, you should be able to stamp your authority maybe in midfield, maybe on the wing. You choose a position. I don't know where you want to play. But yeah, Foden needs to be doing something to see. If he doesn't this season, I think he should just pack his bags and try and just revitalize himself somewhere else. Rodri as well, obviously coming back. We know Rodri's qualities, Bernardo Silva. So yeah, they've lost a lot of players. Walker Walker obviously gone. Trying to think of other players that they've had at the back in recent years. Obviously, Diaz and Stones have been there for a minute, but it's one of them ones. They're not. Yeah, it's just don't move. They don't move you. They don't move you. So they don't move you. So yeah, City. It's a team that should finish in the top four. You'd say top four, but you never know. Honestly, you never know. Even you never know. We're gonna have to wait and see. Obviously, just one game, and Tottenham are their bogey team. Thomas Frank as well is a great manager. That is, I'm not happy that he's at Tottenham, to be honest. Right? Yeah, top manager, and they got the history of beating them. So today I didn't want them to win. But listen, they made some good signings. I hear Kudus, absolute baller, man, absolute baller. The rest of the team, to be fair, today they were sourcing. Like Porro was playing really good. But Spence had a good game. I thought the two centre backs were good. The whole team was good. The whole team was good today, to be fair. But yeah, I'm not. I'm not like. I don't know where. I don't know. I don't know where to predict on them to finish. They should finish top six with their team. I think yeah, they should finish top six. To be fair, actually, the big six, as they call it, right? You know, Liverpool, Arsenal, City, whoever, Chelsea, all of that, United. All of these teams should finish in the top six this year. I think this is the one year the big six or whatever is actually going to finish in the top six, or it should be. I'm still waiting to see United how they're going to be under Amorim fully because last week against Arsenal, they're getting so excited about that game against us that I don't know for them. I don't know why are you getting so excited. Listen, we were not serious last game, so we're gonna have to see what they're doing against teams like tomorrow. I think they're playing Fulham. It says here. Let's see what Man United are doing tomorrow. But this top four is interesting. But in terms of the title race, I do think it's Arsenal, Liverpool. It looks that way to me. It looks that way to me that it's going to be Arsenal versus Liverpool for the title. I would say again, but last season wasn't a title race in my opinion. I don't think we are ever really in a title race. So, but I think this year we should be in a title race. As things go, we really should be in a title race. But obviously, as you can see here, the injury news for both teams. Saka, we're waiting to see. We're really, really waiting to see. I'm hoping it's not a bad one. I'm really hoping it's a situation where Saka, you know, he's maybe he doesn't go off this thing. Saka doesn't leave the pitch right unless he's cooked, and that's what's worrying me. As in, like he might really be injured. But we'll wait and see. I'm gonna pray that Saka is not injured, and he's someone who can just bounce back from that. But it's gonna be difficult. It's gonna be difficult for us. Like obviously if he's out, but as I said, like we've got the players. I just think we need that one big attacker. If it's a Rodrigo to come in, you know, anyone who we think can really push us, right? If we get that big left winger in, right, with Eze coming in, you know, and then obviously Madueke can do a job on the right wing, and you've got obviously so Dowman today. We'll talk about him. As I said, every time I get sidetracked, right? I really want to talk about Dowman today, but Ranieri, you know, we've seen Ranieri today in the midfield. Beautiful to see the way he's developing in there. You know, and hopefully over the next few months, you know, Ranieri is going to really develop in that position because last season for Ranieri was more in and out the team, or when Saka wasn't fit, you're going in the right wing. Obviously, you're filling in, trying to help out the team, you're trying to help out the squad, all of that sort of stuff. But this season, right, they've even talked about it before when he signed his contract that, you know, the question Ranieri was having before signing the contract was, what is his development going to look like at Arsenal Football Club? Of course, he wanted to stay, but he wants to know himself, like, how is he going to really develop? And I think today we got our answer. He's going to be developing centrally. He's going to be that, creative hub, let's say, of the team. He's going to be the one driving with the ball. He's going to be the one looking for the final pass. And of course, if he can, he's got a really great shot on him. If he can get a shot off, he can, maybe choosing your moments a little bit more. Because if you're going to play that, let's say, number 10 or advanced 8 position, you need to use, more of your brain, let's say. Which he has high football IQ. So it's one of them ones he just needs to transition into thinking like a midfielder more, and not just trying to maybe cut in and score, which obviously a lot of the time we were trying to make him do. But really and truly, today I was really impressed. Like, he was coming deep. Honestly, today's performance from Ranieri was really impressive. Like, the way he was coming deep, he's linking play, he's driving with the ball. There was only one moment I was a little frustrated with him where he drove with the ball and Dowman was free on the right wing, like, and it looked like, listen, what are you doing? He just kept on drift. I don't know what he was thinking. He was thinking of something else, obviously, to do. But he kept going more to the left, and then ends up just running into traffic, which made no sense. I didn't really understand what he was doing there. But that was the only moment I looked at that whole performance from Noneri, and I thought, like, what are you doing? But apart from that, everything else, I was so impressed. Like, as I say, coming deep, receiving the ball, turning, spinning. Even when he came on in the first half, just the energy he was giving, like, he really wanted to go forward. He's trying to do something. He's a bit unpredictable, and that resulted in that little chaos before the second goal for Bukayo Saka. So, listen, big credit to him today, and it's just one of them ones. We need to see that development more and more. And he's a super talent. Like, we talk about Dowman, of course, because he's his age, and obviously his talent level is mad. But Noneri is right there. He is right there. It's not like a case where Noneri is a lesser talent or something. I know Noneri's right there. Even when he was coming up, right? Obviously now Dowman's getting the shouts of, best English talent since Wayne Rooney or Michael Owen or something like this. Noneri was getting those shouts just a few years ago. So it shows, obviously, the next young talent to come through, and now it's Dowman and all of that. But yeah, it's great to have these two talents together. And I think, honestly, in the future, right, we're in a position where someone like a Bukayo Saka, for example, like, if I go back to him, I think I said it in my video, right? I said where potentially, right, someone like a Saka, if he's one of them ones, his explosiveness maybe is not the same because of injuries or anything like that, because of how versatile Saka is. And his football IQ is just different level, I think, to 99.9% of players. Saka, can imagine him having a career playing in midfield. He can play Odegaard's position, for example. He can play left centre mid, right centre mid, whatever you want. He can easily play. I can imagine Saka playing 5+ years of his career in midfield. You only get these type of players once in a blue moon. Obviously he's a bit of a wrong one, Ryan Giggs, but Ryan Giggs, listen, he was a winger, but he could easily play in midfield as well if you asked him to, because he had that understanding of football. And Saka, really reminds me of that kind of level of player where they can play out wide, of course. But listen, if you ever get in a situation where you don't want to rely on your pace, you don't want to explode too much, or you want to control when you actually do it more and more, mate, you can easily go into midfield in the future, and you've got Dowman coming through. You can play on that right wing. Obviously, Dowman himself, his long-term position, it might be in the middle as well. It might be like a number 10 free roaming position for Dowman. It might be that as well. But listen, I think right for now, because of his age especially, and as he's developing, I think for the next 5 to 7, 8 years, he probably just end up playing right wing, really and truly. Like, just play on the wing, because it's one of them ones you can just enjoy the game, you can go wherever you want. You don't have to you're not as you don't have to think about things too much. That's what I'm saying with Ranieri. Go back to him, right? When you're playing in the middle, there's a lot more thinking that has to happen. You're not just thinking about beating your man. You're thinking about so many different elements of the game. And that's what listen, a good midfield is the difference between, listen, a win or a loss most of the time. So that's the situation we're in right now. But we're really blessed right now. Also, as I said, with Ranieri, Lewis Skelly, like even today, Lewis Skelly, man, honestly, he comes on, like the positions he's picking up in the middle, the power he has, his runs, just another super talent. So like, imagine this is why the academy is so important. The boys that we're producing, it's so important to make sure that they are actually getting opportunities in the team, because this is the difference between having like an okay squad and a really great squad. It's these players. It's these players. These are the players that come through. These are the players that you give the education to. These are the players that understand the way you're playing, and you give them a chance. These are the guys who can obviously not one fill your bench, but number two, they can easily break into the first team, as we saw with Lewis Kelly last season. It didn't take him long. It didn't. He just came out not out of nowhere, because we knew about Lewis Kelly coming through anyway. But even in the position he came through left back, there was talks before he even broke through. To be fair, that Arteta sees him potentially breaking through inverted left back, because that's just an easier position for him to transition into to start with. But obviously in the future, I'm hoping that he's going to go into midfield, because I think he's got too much to offer. So I can imagine a situation, for example, in the future where we've got a midfield of Declan Rice, Lewis Skelly, Noneri, and then you've got like Dowman, you know, for example, on the right wing, or you've got, I don't know, we need to produce a left winger. This is the thing. We need that left winger. But I'm just talking about in the future. But even like past that, as I said, in another 5, 6, 7 years, Lewis Skelly, Noneri, Dowman, Saka, like these four, imagine what they're going to be looking like in the next 3 to 5 years, and imagine what they're looking like now. So it's just mad, because when I say 3 to 5 years, it's really because Neri's development, especially in the middle, and Dowman is so young. He's only 15. Like, I just can't believe it. Like, if you actually look at when he was born, I think it says it here, 31st of December, 2009. 31st. That is insane. He's not even going to turn 16 for a good few months. Like, he's got a long time until he's even 16 years old. I don't know what year he's in school. I think he's in year 10. I don't think he's even in year 11. That's just mad. He's not doing no GCSEs. This year's GCSE results are shaky for the kids. Shaky. But yeah, listen, maybe he doesn't need to do. I'm joking. He needs to do his GCSEs, man. I think I don't know I don't know how they do it. Because if you're playing football, but to be fair, exams are like past the football season most of the time. Like, yeah, I think anyway, he needs to get his grades. You know what I mean? This is the situation the kid's in. He needs to get his grades. He needs to balance it with playing football. It's just mad. It's just mad. It's just mad that he's doing this already. Like 2 games in a row now. We played Newcastle in pre-season, and today against Leeds, he's come on and he is just frightening defenders. Like this guy, what's his name? Goodmunson. He's on ropes. If you guys go watch back like the tapes or whatever, 4.8 rating in the end. The guy was on ropes. Obviously, he had to deal with Saka. He had to deal with Dowman when he came on. Like, he was on ropes today. He's gonna have a long day. Like today, 15 years old, and he's just sticking it on him. And this is the thing with Dowman. Like, he's gonna make players. He's gonna make them mad. Like, he's gonna make them mad. That's the truth. Like, he's gonna make them mad because he's 15-year-old. He's 15 years old. They're thinking, I'm not getting embarrassed here by a 15-year-old. Let me do something, and then it results in a penalty. He's smart. Listen, it happened against Newcastle, as I said in preseason. Happened today against Leeds. I'm not going to be surprised against tired legs that Dowman wins a lot of penalties for Arsenal, because these defenders are going to be like, nah, there's no way this kid, who is he? He's not doing this to me. Not today. And then boom, little touch, penalty. Like, yeah, mad. The way he's like battling as well, it's just so mad. I really don't understand, because he looks so young. Like, you can see in his face, like so young, and he is just absolutely just neck and neck with these players. He's fighting them off. He's embarrassing them, and as I said, like the embarrassment factor, that's going to be a big one. Like, I think for some players, it might be. I think he's a super talent, so they shouldn't really be embarrassed if you're getting made by this guy. But you know what it is, again, I'll give credit to Arteta for this as well. I know we were up like 3 or 4 nil, whatever at that point, but to give him a good 25 minutes to play, basically, is very, very like he'll play for half an hour. Like it's very, very like nice to see like Arteta has that trust in him, you know, because he could have let Madueke play the whole game. Obviously, Saka's come off. Maybe he's thinking, listen, Madueke, he's probably going to play now against Liverpool. I've got to protect him. But he could still let Madueke play 90 minutes. The game's quite far away against Liverpool. You don't need, you know, I don't think there was, unless something crazy happened, I don't think anything was going to happen to Madueke or anything like that. But then to give that confidence, that vote of confidence for a player like Max Dowman, you know, to play for that many minutes, I think that's really, really special. I know against, as I said, against Newcastle, he did the same thing where he let him play 25, 30 minutes as well. And that was really nice to see. And you know what, as I said, I'm someone who criticizes Arteta a lot, you know, so for me, I will always try and balance that if I can with some praise. So I'm not one of those guys who will say, oh, just purely negative stuff about the manager. If he's doing something nice, then I'll definitely commend him for that, because I really think showing that vote of confidence in a player like Max Dowman is really, really special, and he deserves it. He deserves it. As I said, real top player, real top player. I thought this whole time, that Max Dowman was gonna break in next year, as in it could be this season, but I meant next year in terms of when he was past the age of 16. You know, that seems to be more of an age where players break through. But he's so ready already. I think they were saying when he was 13, he was playing for the under 18s. I don't even know if he's played that many games for the under 21s. I don't know if it even says here if it lets us know how many games he even played. I don't know. Has he even played for the? He's not even played for the 21s. So I was trying to say. I never heard he's played for the 18s. 4 games here is saying for the 19s, but he's not. This bro, he's just playing straight. He's just going straight from. He's just skipping levels. He is literally skipping levels. He is just going straight to the first team. I don't know. I've never seen this before. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've never seen something like this before. He is literally skipping levels. I just think, yeah, football's mad. I don't know if you look at Lamine Yamal, you look at these kids are coming through earlier. Like when Wusha came up at 16, that was mad. Like everyone was like, "Yo, you know, once in a like you had your Rooney's." Like it's very few and far between. You don't get many players. Obviously, Walcott when he came through, you know, we signed him. 17, he's going to the World Cup and all of that. You know, it's not every day though. It's not every day. 15 is mad. 15 is just crazy. You don't really hear 15. 16-ish, 16 and a half. You know, that's when you start hearing potentially, yeah, this kid can do something. Not, and Max Dowman is different as well. We were hearing things about him 13, 14. Crazy. Let me read some of your comments here. Mustafa here saying, he trusts Max over Nelly. That shows Max's generational talent. Yeah, 100%. I watched the academy. We got JJ Gabriel. Liverpool have Rio. Let the young ones cook. Yeah, that I've heard about that kid, that JJ Gabriel kid. I've heard about him because he was linked to Arsenal at one point, and I remember they were saying that yeah, this JJ Gabriel kid could, you know, he could come to Arsenal and he's like this mad player. I don't know how many games he's played for the. I don't know if it says it here. How many games he played for the academy at United? But yeah, I've heard a lot of. He's only wait. That's yo. Football's crazy. Football is crazy. I thought this kid was older. He's 14. I don't know about 14-year-old kids, bro. Football's cooked, man. Nah, football might be cooked. I'm not gonna lie. I shouldn't know about these youths like this. I shouldn't know that this kid JJ Gabriel is coming through and all. I shouldn't know this. I shouldn't know this information, man. You see the likes of Fabrizio Romano and that. Obviously, it's their jobs, and they're reporting transfers for like kids, and I'm like, this kid is getting bought for £300,000, and I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean? But yeah, I've heard. The thing is, I've already heard about this kid because he was linked to Arsenal. So yeah, it's crazy. He's doing bits in the under 18s. So yeah, he's playing like Max Dowman years above his age. Kai Rooney, I saw he scored today. Is he? So he's coming up as well, right? I don't know, how old is he? Let me check if he's not even on this. Let me check. Kai Rooney. Is he gonna appear? Yeah, they're not rating him still. They're not rating him still. How you not gonna rate this on a Rooney, man? Come on, they gotta respect the name. They gotta respect the name. Obviously, he's gonna have different kind of pressure, not pressure, but a bit more expectation just because of the name he's carrying and all of that. But yeah, these young kids, man, they're coming through earlier and they're ready earlier. It's the coaching. It is the coaching. To be fair, like England in general, this country, I think post well, post I think Spain winning the World Cup, right? I think yeah, England went that way where they wanted the academy to be more structured and all of that sort of stuff. Who was that director of football, man? I forgot his name already. Was he at Brighton? He went to Newcastle. He was one of the guys leading that. Just the development of academy players in England, and you can see all of them are so well coached now, and they understand the game, they understand tactics. Like, it's mad. Like these, yeah, the way the system has been developed over the past 15-ish years, you can see the difference because it actually aligns. It actually does align pretty well. Like these kids we're talking about, they're born 09, 2009, 2010, 2011, right? That's around the era where obviously Spain were dominating football. The Euros, World Cup, Euros again, like that crazy. That in the football Spain were playing at that time was just different level. Everyone wanted to play that way. It's beautiful football to watch. Yeah, it's just engaging. It's just positional. Like it's using your obviously your technique is the most important thing, but just everyone feels like they have one kind of brain in the team. Like they all understand what they're doing, and that's what England I think really got attracted by it. And a lot of English teams, try to play that way. Arsenal changed a lot, in that era as well, where I think Wenger he was liking what he was seeing from Spain. He went Barcelona, and we went more diminutive. And obviously, we always played good football at Arsenal, but we had more of a mix. Like if you look at our title-winning teams before, they have a mix of great technical ability but a lot of power. And we went completely technical, no power, and we would do good for most of the seasons, but it's not nowhere near enough to win. You play a Chelsea or something where they had good like real borders and they had the physicality as well. When it gets to the stage where now it's physicality, they couldn't compete. They couldn't compete. So it's one of them ones you need to have a balance. But I think now, like all these years later, obviously in the league you got Man City doing what they were doing, Pep coming in, adding to that again. Like everyone wanted to play like Man City out the back. You go down to lower league games, you go watch non-league sometimes, and you'll see non-league teams, not even all sometimes, so most of them are trying to pass out the back. Most of them are trying to play like the way they're seeing City play or Arsenal play now. They're trying to play this sort of football. So it's mad to see the influence, this has had. I think it stems all from that era of Spain really dominating. Because I think if you look at the history books, right, I think Spain, yeah, from what I know, I know I wasn't even born them times, but if you look at the 80s and all of that, like Spain were known for not winning anything. Obviously, like they would be okay, but nothing special. But obviously, that changed. That changed very quickly in the 2000s, the late 2000s, whatever you want to call it. You know what I mean? Going into 2008, 2010, all of that era. So yeah, it's mad to see. It's mad to see how football's developed, man, throughout the years. And these kids, as I said, man, 14, 15, these kids born in and around when Spain were dominating and England changing up the way they've been doing things. You see how technical they are. Like normally, like yeah, English players before, it would be a case where let's say a player's really good at running, like I don't know, like a really good dribbler. I don't know, like a Theo Walcott, an Aaron Lennon, something like that, where they just got this mad specific skill set, right? That's it. Right mid, get down the line. Right mid, get down. Like it's just very basic. There's no development of this talent. It's just a case of just use what you've got already and just run with that, mate. Because you're good at running. Yeah, you're good at doing little skills. Yeah, get to the byline, rip it in. Try rip it in a bit early, maybe actually. Try switch up. Very basic stuff. They're not actually teaching them anything. But you fast forward now, I said to these kids now, and they're teaching them about all aspects of the game. They understand the game, and they use that ability that they have and just go to another level. And of course, now there's just so much knowledge. I think that's what it is as well. Like there's so many different tests you can run. You understand sports science. Like, well, there's too much information. I think that's probably another reason why they're getting ready a bit earlier than before. Mustafa saying here, glad Max is English. England got ballers coming through. Yeah, 100%. England got players. And this is the thing, like, I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it. I think he'll be too young anyway. But if Dowman keeps, like, if he has a season where he's actually playing good minutes for Arsenal and he's really making impact every time he comes, I wouldn't be surprised if they call him up for the World Cup. The only thing is England are in a position where they have got a lot of players. So yeah, the thing is, Madueke got called up last. What's it called? Last selection. Obviously, Tuchel's a manager, so I don't think Tuchel's shy to call up a player. I don't think he'd be shy to call up Dowman if he thinks he's ready. But it all depends on his development, and I think anyway he's young. I don't know how many like away games Dowman's gonna play. Like against Liverpool, I don't really expect to see Dowman coming in. I don't expect him to play even a minute, to be honest, in that game. But like the home games that we're playing against, like bottom 10 sides, as he's shown, like it's easy for him. He can come on last 20, 30 minutes and do something. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how we do, to be honest, right? Mustafa here says, Wenger used Cesc, Cole, Ferguson used class of 92. Yeah, 100%, 100%. Yeah, it's very important to get your young players in, man. Barca beat us in two finals that era with Spain. Yeah, listen, we Barcelona demon team, demon. That whole era of Barca, they were so Spain and that era of Barcelona, they were so clear of everyone in terms of understanding of football. Even until now, you can see Barcelona have gone through that financial struggle or whatever, but they've got conveyor belts of players just coming through because that way of playing has been ingrained in that club and they just understand how to play. Like even if you go to Barcelona, the city itself, you can play football anywhere. You know, the conditions, the weather is perfect for playing football. So they've just got it there. They're just ready. They're just ready to go. So it's just mad. It's just mad to see. Something saying Eze, Noni, Saka will go to the World Cup. Yeah, if they're all fit, and obviously there's no injuries in that. Saka's injured now, hopefully not too long. Yeah, they should all go to the Euros. Especially I think now because I like that when you're. I think if you're a national team manager, right, you want to get a lot of players from the same club. That mean not if they're crap, but I mean like if you're playing for Arsenal and you've got Eze, Madueke, and Saka, and like Luis Skelly, Ranieri, Ben White, and all of these. I don't know. The thing is, Ben White. Actually, no. Ben White said he's back for selection. So if Ben White obviously gets in some minutes this season, I think he'll definitely get called up. Just England don't have many defenders, to be fair, who are really top. So yeah, it's a situation where if I'm Tuchel as a manager, I would definitely look to bring in a lot of players like that, especially playing for Arsenal. If you're like a top two side in the league, it's always good, I think, to bring many. In the likes of, if I look at other teams, at Chelsea, Parma, Reece James, if he can stay fit, he will get in. Trent, let's see what happens at Real Madrid. That's the thing. We'll wait and see with Trent at Real Madrid. What can happen? I'm seeing reports that saying Trent might play in midfield. I'm like, yo, what happened to right back? What happened to right back? But we'll have a wait and see. I'm gonna try and watch some La Liga and see what's going on in Real Madrid and Trent, especially because I'm interested in how he's gonna do. He's gonna do there because if he does well, you know, and he's cementing the place every day, week in week out. I think it's gonna be hard for him not to play for England, but at the same time, Tuchel with his connection obviously to Chelsea and the Chelsea players, I think Reece James is the number one choice to definitely play right back. Still, he just has to stay fit. He just has to stay fit. Ammo One here saying, really like your commentary, hoping get the exposure and channel gets the props it deserves, man. Thank you very much. As I said, yeah, you guys all liking, all subscribing, that's really just helping the channel. As I said, today is just a chill kind of video. I'm happy. You know, it's late night, just talking. And hopefully, as I said, I'm just trying to sort out the setup and then hopefully bringing people on and we can have actual discussions. You can see me just having discussions with other people. The more it builds as well, and the more people come on, the chat getting bigger and all of that sort of stuff. I had something, to be fair, which I should have done before I came on, just didn't have time. Now I could put the chat, I think, on the screen, something like that, and you guys can read it at the same time. So I need to figure out how to do that, but obviously for now, I'll read out all your comments anyway, whatever you're saying. But yeah, in general, as I said, the channel's coming along. It's just about putting in the time and getting the momentum. I've got loads of ideas. It's just one of them. As I said, time, to be fair, is actually just the main issue. Just trying to figure out when to do things. But on weekends when we're playing Arsenal and there's time, it's quite easy. It's quite easy to do if I just plan it properly. But yeah, anyway, let me read a few more of your comments here. Mustafa is saying, yeah, White can get selected for sure. And Wharton, yeah, I haven't forgot about Wharton. Yeah, Wharton has a place in I think the midfield for England is very like, that's where it gets a bit wow. Like there's a lot of options. Rice, you got Wharton. I think his Mainu was doing well at United, and then all of a sudden now Kobe Mainu's not. He's not in the team. I don't know. Like for me, I was telling one of my friends supports Dortmund. I said, bro, just go and get Mainu. Go and get Mainu. Today they're saying Dortmund might get Chukwemeka. Another really Chukwemeka, what a player. Like I really like him. So yeah, England got options, but in terms of midfield, like who's gonna actually get selected? Yeah, Rice, Bellingham. I'm trying to think who's gonna play with Rice. Like, yeah, it's probably gonna be Wharton. And Wharton makes sense to be fair. I think yeah, Wharton. Who else is there that actually plays midfield? Centre mid, because I've seen obviously Conor Gallagher's been called up. You know, this is what I'm saying about Lewis Skelly, right? Lewis Skelly, if he gets his opportunity to play in the middle, then he should be a shoo-in to play in midfield with Rice. The only problem is like Arsenal, we've only got Calafiori and Lewis Skelly right now to play left back. Obviously, Zinchenko's still there. I don't really know his situation, what's going on, if he's staying, if he's leaving. Zinchenko's been crying, blah blah blah. Okay, I don't really know. They're saying there's been some reports saying we might get a left back, and I'm hoping that's true, but I don't see us doing that. To be fair, if we did get a proper left back in, that means Lewis Skelly can play in midfield more often, and that's what I'd like to see. That's why when Tierney left, obviously Tierney with his injuries and all of that was, yeah, he had to leave in the end, blah blah blah. But if we got a proper left back in, Lewis Skelly, he can do the midfield shifts. He's ready. Like out of all the players we're talking about, I talked about Nuneri today for Arsenal, where I said Nuneri today showed us that he is developing into that number 8, advanced 8, number 10 position, right? But someone who's ready right now, out of all of our youngsters, Lewis Skelly can play midfield. He can play left back. He is so ready. He's not just ready. I don't know how to describe. He's just there. He's just there. He's past the point of being ready. The way he's developing, that is crazy. Let's have a look here. Curtis Jones, Skelly, Elliot. Elliot don't play midfield though. Elliot, they're saying he might leave Liverpool, so we'll have a look. But Elliot, a lot of the time playing obviously right wing. You know, he's not really even playing in midfield, and obviously you wouldn't play him in a pivot. You wouldn't play him in you wouldn't play him in midfield too. Let's say. Mustafa here saying knowing Tuchel, he will pick Henderson in 2025. Mate, if I see Henderson like 2020, yeah, we need to. Yeah, I'm not watching. But yeah, England got options. I think more the issue for England is the three behind the striker. Let's say Saka, obviously, if he's fit, will play. I think the number 10 is the issue. The number 10 position for England could be an issue. If Eze, it depends where he plays for Arsenal, right? If Eze is playing left wing and he's putting in performances, I think that's what Tuchel would probably want. That Eze he's played a whole season left wing, he's cooking, and he can have that position, because that's another problem position where it always gets changed. The left wing position for England, no one really knows who's starting. Is it Gordon? Is it Eze one day? Who is actually the left winger for England? No one really knows. Foden might go have a shift on the left wing. Before Grealish was having little shifts there. No one understands that left wing position for England. But if Eze, let's say, is playing left wing, then you have a situation where it's only the number 10 that becomes an issue. And it becomes a case, is it Bellingham or is it Palmer, right? And it's a debate. I don't know who I'd rather have. In that 10, because they both offer different things. Like Palmer, he's got that left foot, he's got the pass that I would say, he's got the deliveries that he can give, and he's got the goal scoring threat as well. Like Palmer's got a lot of things in his locker for that number 10 position. But then Bellingham just Bellingham. Bellingham is just Bellingham. Like he'll drive with the ball, dribble past people, get in the box, score an overhead kick. Like Bellingham's mad. So it's one of them ones, that number 10 position. It's crazy. And as I said, even Ranieri, if he's developing as well as I think he should develop this season, becomes another player who can play there. England got options, man. England got options. This is a super team. This is actually a super team. Maybe Bellingham up front, man, but we got Harry Kane. Bellingham up front, Palmer in behind, Saka, and then I don't know who Eze or something left wing, something like that. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, Tuchel's got too many options. Tuchel rates listen, Rashford, listen. I didn't watch Barcelona today. I'm seeing people slander Rashford. I don't know what happened. I didn't watch the game. I didn't watch Barcelona today. I'm gonna try and find the game after and see what happened. But people trying to say Rashford didn't play well today. You guys let me know. I was not involved. I didn't see what was going on today. But yeah, England got too many options, man. Way too many options. But yeah, man, quickly, let me see if there's any news on Arsenal, man. I'm trying to see if there's any news on Saka's injury. You're not gonna get it now at night time, I don't think. But there must be an indication of what's going on. I need to know. I need to know, is Saka alive? What's the situation next week? We got Liverpool. You know what? I'll do that soon, where we just talk about quickly what I think for the Liverpool game, like a quick lineup. But I'll do a preview hopefully in a few days. I'll try to think of the best day to do it. Maybe I think the game's on the 31st. Today's so we've got a week until the game against Liverpool. So yeah, hopefully middle of the week, a little preview about that game. So far, you know what? I won't do anything crazy now because if we're gonna do a preview later, I'll just save it. But yeah, I think Eze 10. It might be a case of Eze in the number 10, you know, and then Martinelli left wing. If Odegaard's not fit, and then Rice, Zubimendi, and Madueke right wing. So we play not playing more on the counter, but like if we have to break on them, we have got a lot of running power. Martinelli, even though I know people are onto Martinelli, they say Martinelli is Martin Smelly. That's my guy, man. Don't be calling him Martin Smelly, man. That's my guy. But yeah, listen, if we get a bid from Saudi 100M, pack your bags, bro. Pack your bags. Pack your bags. But honestly, I'm joking. I actually like Martinelli. I think Martinelli is a player that we should just keep around anyway and just sign. And we need to just sign another player on top. Today, Trossard was not. He might have to do some centre forward ships. I'll be real. They were talking about Trossard being an option for us in the centre forward position. I think that might be the one. Let Trossard just play up front when he gets a chance. Today, left wing, he had a few good nutmegs here and there, but once it's a case when it turns into, can you have a bit of a run, dribble past someone? Trossard ain't got it. So I think Trossard false nine might be the best position for him. But the thing is, we've got Marino as well. Marino is a number 9 as well. He's not a midfielder, so we've got options. I'll be real, we've got options. And Gyokeres today, of course, my guy, slapping in the goals. We just getting started with Gyokeres. So yeah, maybe against Liverpool, Martinelli, Madueke, Eze, and then Gyokeres up front. And then that gives us a proper threat on the break. Because obviously we're going to go to Liverpool. I doubt we're going to try and hold the ball that much. We'll probably put in a similar performance that we did against Man United away from home. Probably try and just make it tough for them. You know, obviously if we can play Zubimendi, Rice, and Eze, that's a mad midfield, for example, like Lewis Skelly and Timber. Like, obviously we can control the ball, but it might be a case, obviously, we choose not to. And then on the break, you got Madueke and you got the likes of Martinelli and you got Gyokeres. I think that front three, away from home with Eze in behind, that could be problems. So yeah, I'm really excited for that game because even though we have some injuries now with Saka and we have Odegaard out, I'm excited to see like how that's actually going to turn out. I think that's going to give us something, man. That's going to give us something like to play with for next game. Myself and saying agree, Martinelli is a confidence player. If you get Rodrigo, it's a 10 window. But yeah, 100%. If we get Rodrigo, I think, listen, the situation with Rodrigo is let's actually have a look. Let's see if there's any breaking news. From my understanding of Rodrigo, all it is that Real Madrid don't want him, and towards the end of the window, he's going to be available on loan with an option to buy, obligation to buy, something like that. Obviously, from Rodrigo's side, I don't think he said he wants to leave Real Madrid. I think he's happy to fight for his place, whatever, but really for his career, he needs to be leaving. Yeah, he needs to be leaving. And we'll see. Listen, I don't think Arsenal are going to be the only team in for him. I think how stinky Man City slightly are, I think Man City will probably make a move for him and try and spend big money or something. potentially, but really and truly, I think if Arsenal want Rodrigo, we'll get him. You know, because I think we just will offer him that platform to play left wing every day. That's the only position we really need you to play. You don't really, you're not going to have shifts on the right wing. You're just going to come in and play left wing for us. So I think with Man City, and I'm not talking about money or anything like that. I think with Man City, for example, if he was to go there, they've got Marmoush and they've got Doku already who can play on the left wing. You've got Oscar Bob, you've got Savinho who's still there, you've got Phil Foden. Like they've got options to play left and right. It's not a case where Rodrigo's guaranteed maybe to play left wing every game like he would be at Arsenal, I'd say, because that left wing spot for Arsenal is just glaring, to be honest. Unless Eze goes in there and just does a job, that kind of situation, which 100% Eze I think can do a job left wing. But yeah, there's not much news, but I do think Arsenal will make a move. I think we'll make a move for Rodrigo, and let's see if that happens. Especially if he's available on loan, and it's not a crazy money situation. We can do a Odegaard type situation. You bring him in, and then after, let's see what happens. We give you the money then if it goes well. But yeah, that's Arsenal for now, man. To be honest, right, I'm happy with today. Happy with the result. Big up the boys, and you know what? To be fair, I think, as I said, the only criticism I have for today for Arsenal is that first half. I felt like sometimes we played a little bit too slow. But when Ranieri came on, to be fair, we started picking up the pace a little bit. We broke them down. You know, obviously set pieces were unbelievable. Like Declan Rice is an absolute freak. Like his deliveries are just not normal. They're bullets. Like someone just has to touch the ball, it's going in. Because the way he's putting it is complete danger zone. Like Declan Rice, absolute. I've never seen. I'll be honest, I've never seen anyone in my life hit corners the way Declan Rice is hitting them. And that obviously we were talking about England in this game, in this stream. That's another thing for England. Like you got Declan Rice now. There was years where Harry Kane, they were telling him to take corners. Now Declan Rice is there. He can even do that for England as well. So listen, man, it's good to see. It's good to see. But for Arsenal, I'm liking what we're seeing a lot. I'm liking our situation. It's just a few things like these teams that are coming to the Emirates. We got to find a way. I know we won 5-0, but we just got to find a way to really just break them down a bit better. And hopefully that will come with Ranieri learning the number 10 or number 8, whatever you want to call it, Eze coming in. You know, we just need to kill these teams in different ways a lot more. Of course, we can break the game with a set piece and it opens up. But I feel like we need that more intricacy. You know, one touch. Like, this is the thing. If you go look at, and this is the thing, Wenger's team was in the Emirates era. They had their weaknesses that made it that they didn't win they didn't win titles or anything like that. But they had so many things that went for them that we should still look to add or do in our teams. The little quick one touches, 1-2s, the way they would break teams down, the way they would kill teams in the center of the pitch. You know, Mikel Arteta played for these teams. It makes me wonder sometimes, like, is he telling? Well, listen, that's a whole different debate. And I think today, actually, no, I'll say one good thing. Zubamendi today, especially second half, he was driving more with the ball at times. Obviously, he was winning the ball back. Like second half, he went very understated. I didn't see people talking about Zubamendi, but Zubamendi put in a very good performance in that second half. And I think I saw a lot of things from him in that game, in that second half, where I'm like, listen, if we can start driving a little bit more, Lewis Skelly as well, you're breaking teams that way, more one touch. Like Noneri obviously tried to do it, I think, in the first half, especially when he came on. Quick one touches, get around the corners, break these teams down, get it into Gyokeres quicker. Like Gyokeres, sometimes he's pinning a centre back and nobody's passing him the ball. You're going sideways, you're going all the way out wide. Just hit it into Gyokeres maybe a bit quicker. All of these little things are things that obviously we need to start doing a lot more. And hopefully, the more we do that, the more we'll start breaking teams down quicker. You know, we won't have to rely on a set piece to get ourselves going and all of that sort of stuff. But of course, our set pieces, it's a beautiful weapon to have. I'm not complaining at all. It's beautiful to see us being this clinical, this dangerous from set pieces. And it's just, we need just more weapons, and we'll have different answers for teams every single time that we play them, right? So yeah, that's what I want to see. But Arsenal Football Club today, listen, top of the league, not complaining. Liverpool next. And let's see what happens in the next few days, if there's going to be any moves in the transfer window as well. But anyway, guys, as always, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll be back with you guys next time. Peace.